Another week, another announcement. Today, Nikon announced two lenses. First one up is a Nikon Z 180 to 600mm f5.6 to 6.3 VR lens. So that's a replacement of 200 to 500 f-mount version.
Officially, it is indeed. This is a lens that a lot of people have been waiting for. And although originally on the roadmap it was stated as a 200 to 600, we're delighted to see that Nikon have made it slightly wider angle. So we get a little bit more bang for our buck here. And we've got a 180 to 600 with a really reasonable aperture of 5.6 to 6.3, I would say.
Absolutely. It's priced reasonably well, and also it takes teleconverters. So both teleconverters, 1.4 and 2 times, will work with it. So if you want to take it to 1200 or even 1800 on DX crop sensor, feel free to do so.
Exactly. Now, a few key things to bear in mind with the 180 to 600. The weight is the biggest factor that a lot of people will ask about. This is 2.1 kilos or 2,140 grams to be precise. So not a small lens, but still lighter than the 200 to 500.
Yes, you can also remove the tripod foot if you want to. If you happy to shoot it handheld, then it's going to be even lighter. I think it's just under 2 kilos.
Also, it has some interesting additions, like we have sport mode VR now, which we used to have on our f-mount lenses, but then were removed for Z lenses, and we now have it back with the 180 to 600. We have very powerful 5.5 stop VR.
So it's weatherproof to a degree, and for some of you who really indulge into elements and groups, it's got 25 elements, 17 groups, 60D elements in there, one spherical element, and a fluorine-coated front lens element as well. So the cleaning the front element should be easy peasy.
It does have a very short zoom throw, which is fantastic, and also has an internal focusing system, so that should prevent any extra dust, dirt, etc. getting inside.
Speaking of the front element, it's a 95mm size, so if you are upgrading from 200 to 500 lens, the diameter is the same, so you can actually transfer the filters that you have on that lens to a new lens.
And it also has 9 rounded diaphragm blades, so nice rounded bokeh.
Wawaweya.
The lens will be available towards the end of July, and the price is here. Now, next up, we have the 70 to 180 f2.8 lens, which completes our, I would say, consumer line of 2.8 lenses. So along with the 17 to 28 and 28 to 75, we now have the 70 to 180 2.8. This lens weighs just 795 grams and has a consistent 67mm diameter on the front, like all of those lenses, which is fantastic.
And to address the elephant in the room, yes, it does look like a Tamron design, specifically designed for Nikon mounts, but also it does take teleconverters, which is really nice.
Yes.
It also increases the magnification ratio to almost 1:1. I think it's 0.95.
It is.
To be precise. So for microphotographers of you, it could be an interesting solution. So for some of you looking to upgrade from 70 to 180mm f-mount lens, that one gave 1:2 reproduction ratio, while this one is 0.95.
Yeah, which is pretty good. Now, it is weather resistant. We do also have, because of the size of it, a zoom lock so that the lens doesn't creep out while you're walking around with it on your shoulder. It will be available from around the 13th of July, and the price is here.
Now, the price of the Nikon Z 70-200 lens that's been available for some time is currently in the UK is 2279. So it is a nice budget option to complete a budget trinity. Now, we're going to have a full discussion of this lens as well as the aftermath commentary in the Nikon podcast, which will be out in a few hours. So do tune in for that. But in the meantime, we will see you soon.
Bye-bye.